Hey guys, so how to start a coaching business on Instagram. Now, for me, when I first got started my coaching business, I had tried to make Instagram work and it ended up being very bad. I spent probably 15K on a course to do it, spent probably about 5 grand on ads, had all of my ad spend diverted from my Facebook group to my Instagram platform, and my closer couldn't close a single sale. We had 31 booked calls, 0 sales. And that caused my closer to get very disgruntled, and it took him at least 3 months to recover. So that was very discouraging, and it kind of left me with this like scar tissue where it's like, oh my gosh, Instagram just doesn't work for a coaching business. However, once we figured it out, what we decided to do was I actually ended up purchasing another course that was a little bit more structured on Instagram. It's basically the same course I purchased the first time, but slightly different because they'd had more trial and error. And the stuff that I learned today, I'm going to share with you. So this is when it finally clicked. I made about 135K in about 7 months from Instagram using my coaching for. I generally would coach like accountants and bookkeepers, like my main coaching niche. Now on this channel, we are structured for coaches, consultants, and agency owners who are potentially wanting like one-to-one mentorship with myself to see if I can help them the same way I've grown my coaching businesses. Now, the stuff I'm going to teach you today, again, like I spent so much money. I spent $15,000 on the course. I spent another $7,000 on the second course. I spent 3,000 ads, and I spent about $35,000 in ads when it actually worked. So a lot of money has been put into Instagram to figure that out. Now that's about what is that, about 45K? And this video is free. So learn from it, utilize it. Let's see if we can get to that next level. So I want to keep this slightly ground level so that it's not going to be too overwhelming for most people. Now, when you're first getting started, as simple as it sounds, your profile is going to be the thing that's going to separate you the most. Now, when I say profile, it's not necessarily like the way that you think. It's not always just going to be like the pictures and the posts that you put up. But first things first is about, okay, so I have a really solid profile picture, very clear profile picture. Okay, this is your first thing to building trust. Every single time that someone sees your profile, they're gonna see this image. So this is like your brand image. I've seen some people like have some like goofy photos and like it can work, but I've seen like you want to have it as professional as possible so you can build as much trust as possible every single time. And you don't want to be a person that changes your profile picture every 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months. Keep it very simple. Next thing is going to be your bio, right? So you want to have a really solid, just simple name, like your name. Don't make it too long, don't make it too short. You just want to be clean and clear. Next, you want to talk about if you have any kind of religion or some kind of like meaningful thing to you, put that first. Then the first line is going to be like, I help. And you put a colon, right? It's all about who are you helping, right? Because when someone sees your profile, they're going to immediately be called to that, and it just makes sense, right? Now, the second line is going to be like, who do you actually help? Are you like a fitness coach? You could be like, help 9-to-5ers lose weight. It could be that I help online coaches scale their business. It could be that I help body detailers grow their auto body shop, right? So who do you help? And keep that very clear and very simple. Now, if you have a second thing that you help people with, like maybe it's like the first one is like you help people like start a business, then you help people grow a business. Okay, keep those very clear. Those are separate offers so that when you are going after people, they're going to know the difference at a pretty simple level. After that, what I like to do, most people get this wrong. Most people like put a link to Linktree. And I did this at first, right? Where it's Linktree and it has like 50,000 links. What you really want to do is you want to send them to basically your highest long form converting asset or asset group that you can have. For some people, it's going to be your VSL. If you don't know what a VSL is, it's a video sales letter. That's 15 to 25 minute video that's been strategically engineered to get people to fully understand what you do, how you can help, build trust, and be ready to buy from you. Now, for me, I personally, my VSL did really well in the beginning, but people have gotten aware of VSLs, right? So they don't really do as much heavy lifting as what they used to do, right? What I started switching to is actually to my YouTube channel. So I have people go to like my main YouTube channel, and then it makes it easier for people to kind of like fall in love with all your stuff. Now, here's one hack that most people don't think about. If you have a VSL and you have a YouTube channel, just put your VSL on your YouTube channel so when people actually go and click on it from Instagram, it's taken to that VSL, so you have a chance to convert them at your best converting video. But if they don't buy from there, now YouTube is going to start sending them other videos over and over again. And as long as you're posting consistently, they're going to be seeing about you like as much as possible. Now, here's the secret. When it comes to Instagram, it's not going to be Instagram itself that's converting the people. It's your long form content. Instagram is just a place that they can hold their attention and keep putting you in front of more people. So we're using Instagram as like your traffic source to get more and more people, but we're using YouTube or your VSL to be the warm up process or the conversion mechanism. Now, if you don't have a YouTube channel, there's a different video on this channel, like this YouTube channel, that shows how to go and build out your YouTube, how to really start getting that content flow going. Because for me, what that that actually ended up doubling my business. So like when I was first started, I was doing like Facebook groups was like my main conversion mechanism. So I had a Facebook group that was doing about 179, 180K per year. And then what I did was I actually added the YouTube on top of that. And that's because I did a program. They were like, yeah, the guy had like a pretty good sized YouTube channel. It was about like 22,000 people at the time. And I tried to use YouTube as well. But that ended up just like doubling the sales because half the people that are going to be on your Instagram are going to end up coming to you from your YouTube channel, right? So you're going to double the number of clients you get just by having YouTube and just by posting every single day, every single week, right? At least once a week is kind of the cadence you can do. Now, the next thing when it comes to that is your daily reels, your daily posts. Now, one other reason why having YouTube is really helpful is because you can actually take the YouTube content, put it up into a program called Opus Pro. That's OPUS.PRO. And basically will take your long form piece of content and it splits up into a bunch of like micro videos. So literally what I would do is I would just come up for me in the beginning, what I would do was I would just take one of my YouTube videos, throw it in there, get 5 clips, upload all 5 clips. After a while, I didn't want to do that anymore, so I just had my virtual assistant basically do that. And like what we were doing was we would have the virtual assistant take all the videos from my main YouTube channel, throw it into Opus Pro, throw it into a spreadsheet. We literally had, it was 1,000 short clips on this side and then 1,000 clips from like different testimonial videos that I had. So like we were really splitting those testimonial videos too, and we were launching, man. We were launching so much, and my virtual assistant was posting every day. Like we were posting like 8 reels a day. It was ridiculous. Right now, posting of the reels is really cool because it allows you to be seen by more people on a more faster pace. Give me one second. I have a cold that blew my nose. So I just got back from vacation, and like the last day of the vacation, I got sick. So it's like crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, really understanding your posting style is gonna be important. Now, for me, I did a lot of reels. Right, that was the easiest thing for me was reels because then I could just really just grow pretty quickly, and it allowed my profile to be seen by more and more people who are like my ideal clients. Now, that's gonna be enough to get you started. If you want to start getting more people, there's a couple different ways you can do it. So there's 3 different ways. Number 1 is by posting reels that are just going to attract the right people. If you're in a very everyman offer, I call it, everyman just means anyone can work with it. So let's say it's like fitness, right? Where it's like someone sees it, they're overweight, they're like, oh, I can vibe with this guy. I like this pose, like we was talking about. Let's see if we can talk to him. But if it's slightly more specialized, where it's for me, for example, it was helping accountants and bookkeepers, right? That's a very small market. Like if I could go back in time, I probably would not have started with accountants and bookkeepers. It's just that I had an accounting firm and I have an accounting firm, so it just made the most sense for me naturally to go after that audience. But if I could go back in time and do agency owners or coaches from the start, I probably would have done that because that's just a much wider niche and there's just more people that you can actually help within there, right? And there's a lot more people that are coming into space for that. So it's the niche that you have is going to be very important because that's going to determine the size of the people that come to you and the number of people that come to you, right? So if you have a larger niche and you're doing fitness, you can post these reels, post stuff that gets people to understand who you are, how do you see the world. Be very, very polarizing. So let's say you're Christian, right? Talk about Christianity, right? So that's what that's going to do. It's going to cause people that don't believe in Christ to move away from you. It'll cause people that are Christian to move towards you. So it just makes things a lot stronger, right? Some of the best guys online right now that are doing that, Alex Hormozy, he's very polarizing. Now, when I say polarizing, it doesn't have to be political, it doesn't have to be religious. It can be like Alex is very work, 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 work. Just give up the next 20 years, work, get your goal, make money. Versus people that aren't about just making money, they're I hate that. I don't want to just hustle and make a lot of money and just do that. I want to enjoy my life, right? I'm always kind of in the middle. Blessedly for me, when you're making anywhere between in our coaching business, we're doing between 25 to, I think my highest month ever was about $64,000 in a month for coaching, right? And when you're kind of in that range, it's you don't necessarily need to hustle the same way you used to, right? It's more like when you're younger, your goal generally is like to make to 100K per month and stuff like that. But once you actually like live a relatively good life and like you can travel and do whatever you want to do, it's different, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's why like for me like whenever I coach people, like I'm always teaching them how to like add an extra like 10 to 20K per month. So if you're at like 0K, really the goal would be to get you like 20K. If you're already at like 10K, really kind of seeing if you want to do 20K or 30K per month is gonna be kind of the goal. That's why it's like the one-on-one coaching is pretty important because um, we really want to make sure that the goals we have is going to line up with the amount of work that we want to do and like our ideal lifestyle, right? Because like for me, like to be honest with you, like for me, like when I was starting my business, the only reason I wanted to like start the coaching thing was so I could just travel whenever I wanted to and I could like buy whatever I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like so when I bought the Mercedes, it was a little bit less important to hustle. Then when I bought my mom her BMW, it was a little less important to hustle. Then when I started traveling, like I travel anywhere between like 1 to 2 times a month right now, right? And it's just like the ability to keep getting leads and keep getting clients without necessarily having to work a lot of hours is like ultimate just relaxation, ultimate freedom. So it took away the need to get to 100K per month to kind of prove that I could do this, to where it's like, oh, I'm financially free. I can do whatever I want to do, right? Complete control. Now, kind of going back to what we're talking about. So you could do it organically posting, right? You could also start going and you could do outreach. Now, outreach is actually very effective too. You can get clients from it. It's just it does take a little bit longer. Now, a lot of people they're like you can send 100 cold outreaches on Instagram a day, right? You go into different hashtags, you find people that match your target market. You send a friend request, and you kind of go from there. Or you follow them, you hope they follow back. If they follow back, then you keep talking. If they don't, you just kind of move on. I don't like that method at any kind of scale. If you have if you've gotten clients in the past, you have anywhere more than like 3 to 5 clients, I probably wouldn't be doing that. Like you can do that as like an auxiliary activity, but you definitely need to start moving into like some more scalable methodology, right? We already talked about YouTube. That's going to be one thing that's going to help you grow. Posting is going to help you grow as well. But the third thing is going to be advertising, right? So one thing that I like to do a lot of was I call it my hybrid organic or my augmented organic. I like augmented organic more because it's like you're paying for ads, but you turn the ads off after a certain ad spend or a certain number of leads, and you work the leads. What a lot of people do wrong, especially when they're beginning, is like they just spew a bunch of money into the ether. They get a bunch of leads, but they don't actually see, are the leads that I'm paying for actually high quality? Are they actually going to buy the stuff I want to buy? And you end up just spending a lot more money than you need to, right? Because like you'd be surprised if you got the right ads and you get the right people, you can get a client every 35 people that join your group or that follow you on Instagram, right? When I was doing Instagram, like my peak Instagram was like 100 every 175 people that followed me on Instagram, I would get a client for like $5,000 to $7,000, right, for the coaching program. Now, one reason why I stopped doing Instagram was because the ad targeting is good, but it's not quite as good as like other ones. Like Facebook, like I know Facebook owns Instagram, like Meta, whatever, right? But the type of ad that you run on Instagram is not quite as targeted as the data Facebook has when it comes to like conversion type ads, right? So what I ended up doing was using more of our like sending people to a school group, and then from there you can convert a much higher percentage. Like for me, I convert anywhere between every 35 to every 40 people that join my school group, I get a client. And it's very, very, very profitable. Like the return on ad spend is like 8 to 9x ROAS. Versus when it was like on Instagram, my ROAS was like was like 2.75 to like 3. If that makes sense. Return on ad spend, ROAS is what we call it in the space. That just means you spend $1 in, you get how many dollars out, right? So for school, it's like anywhere between like $8 to $9 back, versus Instagram was like 2.75 to $3 back. So it's like the return was just so much greater there. That was like it was 3 times easier to get clients, and it's just like you don't have to do that much stuff. And there's a lot of automations. That's why I kind of switched my platform towards school. That's why school is actually easier, but once you start getting like your traffic understanding, like if you want me to make a deeper video that talks about like how to actually make Instagram ads, like Instagram ads to get followers who are gonna buy your stuff, just put it in the comments. Just say like make the video on the Instagram ads, and I'll know to do that. Now the third thing is going to really be about your conversation and converting like clients, right? So the first part, when we talk about conversion, it's going to be Messenger. So when I'm thinking of this Messenger stuff, you guys, man, I like making videos. Just when you're sick, it's tough. So whenever you're doing Messenger, right? Now, when I think of Messenger, it's after lead has come to me. That's if I've sent the follow for follower kind of request. If I post a reel, they follow me. If I ran an ad and they followed me. Okay, so first things first, you got to talk to all your leads. Every single one of your leads needs to be messaged. Now it's like, hey, how are you doing? Like, what made you follow my account? Okay, very, very important, because if you can get them to tell you that, that's going to be 90% of your problems. Like, there's a certain percentage of people that as soon as they see you exist, they're ready to buy. Like, like no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're going to buy from you immediately, right? So you have to kind of give them the opportunity to kind of alert you that they are the instantaneous buyer. And once you have that, you can just convert them so easy. So I'm always thinking about that whenever I'm like, trying to identify who is my lead list. Now, next thing, I'm going to have a very simplified like messenger script. Now, for me, I've had a number of different messenger scripts. I've had short messenger scripts. I've had long messenger scripts. Now, the shorter your messenger script, the more consultation calls you are going to get, which is good in the beginning if you don't know if you're feeling that you don't know if you can make this work. Okay. Now, if you know you can make it work, you don't necessarily want to have a huge volume of people that do not pay for your stuff. Now, one thing that I do, and this is like this is a pro tip. I was scared to do this for a long time. I make all of my leads fill out a form before they get on the call. So like that's Calendly, Schedule Once. I use Schedule Once right now. I just like Schedule Once more, but Calendly is very widely used. The reason why it's important is because when you're messaging people, people will tell you how close they are to wanting to buy your stuff. It's very, very interesting. Like before, I used to think that like some people who had money, they would have money and just not tell me. But it's like, no, almost every single time that if you have a form and someone says they don't have money, what you're basically doing is you're pre-selling there is a sale to be made that you're going to try and sell them something. So if they don't want to buy anything, they're going to cancel the call or not even book the call in the first place. So that's going to save you a lot of time so you can keep going after leads that actually do want to work with you. Like, it's not a bad thing if a lead does not want to buy from you in this moment in time. Let them come back. Like, people will follow back up with you if your content's good enough and if like you are good at your conversion cycle to getting people to want to work with you. Like, they will come back. Don't worry about it. Don't push people preemptively to the call. Like, if your sales skills are good, you can do that. But if your sales skills are not that great, then it's like I would probably wait until like they're 90% of the way there. Now, the way that you're going to get them, again, 90% of the way there is by sending them to your YouTube channel or sending them like a piece of resource that goes to your YouTube channel, right? That they can keep looking and consuming, getting more information about so that they're actually sold on you. That's when you're going to get a lot more of like the paid in fulls are going to be like from your YouTube channel. So it's the Instagram leads that came in through an ad, went to your YouTube channel, and then clicked on the link, like a UTM link in your YouTube, and then got on the phone with you. When you do ad, messenger convo, to phone call, you're going to get a lot more payment plans, right? And the reason why is because a lot of these people, like especially they come from an ad, if your ad is not optimized, you're going to get broke people. Just being honest, like that's not like offensive or mean or anything like that. It's just true. It's like people who they have not really had a chance to save the money for your program yet. So like they literally are going to just be like, oh, I like this person. I want to work with this person. Oh crap, there's a sales call. Wait, how much is this thing? Oh yes, I really want to do it. I just can't afford it all at one time. And then you have to do like a payment plan, right? Now, there's different thought process on payment plans. I'm going to make an entire video strictly on payment plans. Like, what type of payment plan should you do? What type of payment plan should you use? And why? And like, what should you be doing around there? Okay, so I'm gonna make a video on that. It's going to make it very simple for you to understand that. That is kind of a slightly more advanced version of this, right? Most people don't talk about this, but I want to kind of tell you about stuff that no one else is going to talk about, right? Because this is the stuff that's going to make or break your ability to make money. Like literally. For me, if you saw the number of calls that I have today where it's like, I'm totally opposite of everyone else. I have like maybe 3 to 4 sales calls a week, if that. 3 to 4 sales calls, and I cancel half of them. So if one of a call says they don't have money or I just don't like the way the floor managers are, I will cancel them. Then I'll go 2 for 2. Like I close. If they come from my YouTube channel, I close pretty much 100%. Pretty much. And I know that sounds like, wait, what do you mean 100%? But remember, it would be 50% close rate, but I already canceled these 2. So I'm only talking to people that are on the phone. And what do? For the rest of the time, I'm only spending with our coaching clients, whether it's the accounting coaching program or whether it's our program for coaches, online consultants, course creators, agency owners, right? And then the rest of the time, I'm either like walking or I'm talking to my team or I'm just like just relaxing. You know what I mean? but it's all about learning how to really balance out your life. Now, next thing is if you're trying to warm people up, like let's say you're sending a messenger, either not really responding to you or they're not that warm. What I'd be doing is making content that says, hey, I just made a free guide about X. If you want me to send you this free guide, please comment XYZ comment below. They're going to comment on that post, and then that's going to give you the basically it gives you permission to reach out to them in a way that they're more receptive. You then will send them the guide. Now for the guide, what I would do is I would do either a Notion document, Google document, but have some kind of written like text that sends people to long form YouTube videos. Okay, that's going to make it very simple for them to like just consume more content. You're really fighting a game of consumption. It's all about consumption. If I can get someone to consume 7 hours worth of content from me, they're gonna pay in full no matter what. Almost always. It's very remarkable. Like you'll get on the phone and like you'll be talking to this person and literally within like 20 minutes they would have paid you $7,000. It's ridiculous. Like if I would have known this like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago when I was first starting coaching, I would never have expected that to be happening. But it's just if you're not getting that, you're just not warming people up enough. It's just very simple. Okay, from there you do your consultation calls. If you don't have a good consultation call script, we actually made a video that breaks down consultation calls. I'm on this channel. Now just be aware, if you are getting people from ad, messenger, book a call, your sales skills need to be on point. You need to understand how to pre-handle objections, how to lay down your authority in case someone has not watched your testimonials, how to get someone to watch your testimonials, how to present your offer in under 9 minutes, how to present your price, how to either do a payment plan option or to eliminate a payment plan option, and then be able to handle objections after they kind of get a price drop. So again, if you want to learn more about that, we have a video that kind of describes how to do that. Or if you don't want to watch more of these videos, you just want to like go straight and like get some help, I can help you inside of our mentorship program. We basically walk you through how to go and get to anywhere between $20,000 to $30,000 a month for your coaching business. Okay, so if you want some help, click the link inside the description. Starting this business, it's not hard. It's just very, very, very tricky. It's a very unique business model because like once you get it to work and you find the pattern that works for you, you can run this pattern for the next 5, 10, 15 years and you can make as much money as you want. I made I sold about $1.7 to $1.8 million in like 4.5 years. It doesn't take that much if you know what you're doing. But if you don't, you're gonna be kind of circling around, probably buying a bunch of courses. Like you'll buy like a Hormozi course, you'll buy this other giant guy's course, a Ty Lopez course. It's really gonna be the thing that made it the best for me was like when I had a smaller course where it was like very personalized instruction. A number of those courses that I like did like the guys either retired or like they went out of business kind of thing. And I'm really glad I was able to be there like right before like certain things kind of happened. It just makes things easier for you like short term and long term when you're in a smaller program. Like there's a lot of big programs and there's nothing wrong with a big program. I think if it's your first thing ever, go with a big program, like a giant program. But once you get the foundation from there and maybe get your first client from there, then you join a smaller program where they can kind of take you to the next level. Because without that personalized instruction, just like if I didn't have someone who was sitting with me every single morning, like looking at my sales calls, I would never have been able to grow. If I didn't have someone like looking at messenger conversations, I would never have been able to get it like moving in the right direction. So yeah, if you ever want some help, some one-on-one support, go ahead and click the link inside the description above or below the video. Book a call with myself. Let's see if I can help you inside of our program. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day.